What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Powered by Primus, and it is fantastic to finally be back on camera doing an intro for you guys. Really hope that everyone has stayed safe, everyone is doing good, and everyone is ready to dive back into some content. Now, this was a highly recommended thing for us to get into Digimon when Transformers first went down, but it was really hard to get product. We weren't obviously getting together because of lockdowns. However, since the world is getting back to where we want it to be, and I've gotten my hands on a lot of product, we are finally jumping into Digimon TCG. Now in today's video, you guys are going to see me playing a black Ragnalordmon deck, and I'm going to be going up against Jacob, who is going to be rocking a red Shinegreymon deck. So it's a really fun matchup, and before we get into today's match, I'm going to do a quick little intro on kind of how to play Digimon. If you guys do want to see a full learn to play, let me know down in the comment section below, and if you guys want to jump to the gameplay, you guys are going to see a timestamp right here to go ahead and just jump straight into the game. I'm going to do some commentary on the match so you guys can kind of keep up to what's going on, and just keep in mind, I am still new to the game, so if you do see some play mistakes, please nicely go down in the comment section below and let me know what you guys do see, because obviously we want to make sure we're playing correct, and this is probably one of the first few matches that I've actually thrown down after learning how to play the game. Now, if you guys do like the gameplay, obviously a like would be greatly appreciated, as it does show me your guys' support, and it does super help out the channel. And then if you guys do want to see a lot more Digimon content, as well as a lot of other content coming out in the future, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Alright, just before we get into our gameplay video, I'm going to be showing you guys just a quick rundown of how the game actually does work. If you guys do want to see me do a full learn to play for the Digimon TCG, go down to the comment section below and let me know if you guys do want to see that. If not, there are a few out there that you guys can go and watch. Some of them are more difficult than others, and obviously just watching gameplay, you guys are going to learn a lot from that as well. So just watching some of our gameplay, you guys are going to get caught up on it. So this is going to be a memory gauge. This is how we're going to use all of our resources in the game. It's going to be a player 1 and a player 2 option. Now, a lot of these come with your booster packs, and they do have a list of all the cards on the other side for those sets. So these are pretty easy to get. I do have a playmat coming in that does have the memory counters across the top. For those of you guys who have seen those, it is so much easier for us to be able to keep track of things. So I do have one of those coming in, but for now, we're going to be using one of these and a fancy Powered by Primus die here. Now, when it does start the game, you will start in the middle. Whoever does win the die roll, however you decide, rock, paper, scissors in the beginning, does have to go first. Now, after the first game, the second player, the player who did lose the first game, has the choice whether or not they want to go first or second, and we get to wash, rinse, repeat. However, you always start with 0, and every card does have a memory cost as far as whether you're playing it from your hand into play, which are going to trigger on-play effects, versus digivolving using that second number. Now, if you play something that costs 3, then you're going to go ahead and move this over to 3. Anytime that it goes into your opponent's side of the memory, then your turn is going to be over. If you have any active effects, they do have to finish first before going into your opponent's turn. But if you choose to play something that costs you for 3, you then can't attack because you did go negative. So you do have to make sure that you use all of your moves that you want to go through for your turn before playing anything giving your opponent memory. You can also do any sorts of sequencing in this game, so you can attack, play a card, attack, play a card, however else you can pay for the stuff. You don't have to go through phases, whether it's like a main phase, an attack phase, end phase, any of those other things. That is how this is all going to work. Now, talking about those costs we were just talking about, we do have a top cost here, which is going to be the play cost. So if you're just playing it from your hand into play, not digivolving it onto something, it is going to cost you 4. However, if you are digivolving onto something, it is only going to cost you 1. There's going to be a color sequence because you do have to require to be on top of another green Digimon for you to be able to put this on there. There are hybrids in the game. You guys are going to see in today's video the gameplay. I'm using a black-red hybrid Digimon, which is pretty awesome. There's going to be an attack and health and defense cost. All of those things are going to be here in your DP. This Digimon does have a 6,000. The combat system is really awesome in this game too. You don't really have the magic effect where it goes away for a little bit. Everything that has to target does have to work with that 6,000. You can't do 3,000 and then 3,000 doesn't work. It does have to be 6,000. And then the next thing talking about is going to be that Digi Evolution. So this is going to be a level 3, and in order for me to play this level 4 onto another Digimon, it does have to Digivolve onto that Digimon. It is going to do that cost of 1 for me to put that on there. Again, I can play it just to put it next to it, but it is going to cost me that 4. But if I'm going to put it on there, it does cost 1. Now, anytime you also Digi Evolution onto another thing, you do get to draw a card. So that is how you really get to keep the consistency inside of your deck. So every time you do Digi Evolution, Digivolve, you do get to draw a card. But you might wonder how we do start that chain, and it is with these Digi eggs. So every single deck does have to. I think you do have to at least run one egg. There are a couple of decks that actually don't worry about evolving, which is pretty cool. But with this one, I am running 5. You can only run 4 copies of a single card. There are a couple of limiteds, but we're not going to go into that in this video. And then you are going to shuffle up those eggs at the beginning of the game. If your opponent does want to cut, I've seen some people cut the eggs. It's weird, but whatever. And then at the beginning of the turn, you can choose if you want to raise an egg, you want to have it pop out, and then if you do want to push it out. You cannot do both, so if you do choose to flip an egg for the turn, then you do have to leave it back here. You also can't push an egg out if it is just level 2. It does have to go up to at least level 3 before you can push it. However, back here in this area, it is the raising zone, and essentially this is the does not exist zone. So if I have effects that trigger back here, they do not work as well. So if my opponent has effects to trigger back on my side, it does not work as well. Your opponent can only target this section here, which is going to be your in play, your battlefield, your war zone, whatever you want to call it. So again, if I was going to Digivolve onto this, I would have to go ahead and play a level 3 on top of it. Most level 3s, some level 3s do cost 0, which is really nice. Then you're gonna go ahead and draw a card from your deck and be able to wash, rinse, repeat as many times as you can in that amount of memory that you do have. The next part is gonna be the security zone. This essentially is going to be your shield before someone can just punch you and win the game. After you get done shuffling up, the top 5 of your deck are going to become your shield. Now these are obviously completely all random because we do shuffle, we do allow our opponent to cut. We do not look at these in any way, shape, or form unless a card effect does allow us to. We put those 5 cards over here to the side, and then we do draw our 5 cards for the game, 3, 4, 5, and that is how we continue. The way that the combat system does work in this game is that if you have a Digimon, oh look at there, free flip. If you do have a Digimon that you can attack your opponent, you do have to tap to attack or suspend in this game, and that does go ahead and show that you are attacking. If you do attack into someone's security, which is what this section is going to be, the shields, the top card is what is going to be revealed. So if I was happening to attacking my own shield, obviously we're going to be going to an opponent's shield, you're going to flip over that top card. It does check all combat. So this one is going to be 4,000, this one is 3,000, so this is going to go down. Now even if this was like a 15,000, this card would still go away. It does leave security, it does not stick around. It does always leave. However, I would go down if it was bigger than me, but since I don't go down, I get to stick around for later on. And then the last thing about combat systems is if there is no security and I go to attack my opponent, then I would win the game because he has no security. I get that final hit onto his face. However, again, if something does happen to proc here, comes out that is a little bit bigger, like this one, this is 6,000, now I would go down. This card, again, though, from security would still go away. Everything is going to go into the trash in this game, which is much like your discard pile, your scrap pile, whatever you do have in whatever games that you guys do play, this is going to be the trash in this game. Now there's a couple of effects that are going to be option cards. Now option cards are going to, let's just zoom in here. Option cards are going to have special abilities that they do come out of your security in some instances. Sometimes it's just directly to your hand. However, in this one, if it does come out during your security, you are going to suspend all of your opponent's Digimon without blocker. We'll talk about here in just a second. So however, if your opponent has like a bunch of untapped or unsuspended Digimon, this is going to hit all of them, which is really nice because having this in your security means if your opponent's going like aggressive and trying to hit you a bunch, that first card goes to attack you, this flips over and then suspends all the rest of your opponent's Digimon. They can no longer attack you, and then you can attack back into them. Because in any situation, as long as your opponent does have a suspended Digimon, and this is my Digimon, I can choose to attack this Digimon because he's suspended. However, if he is not suspended, I cannot attack this Digimon. I do have to either sit here or attack their security, and then it's going to obviously be just a random. You want to be kind of RNG about that a little bit. Think about it a little bit, obviously, because there are a lot of big Digimon in the game, and if you have something as low as 6,000, you have a good chance of getting KO'd yourself, knocked out, dying when you do attack that opponent's security, because there is a lot of big stuff in the game. So you gotta make sure that if you are, be okay that you're willing to sacrifice that Digimon that you're swinging with, or if you're not ready to lose them yet, then you want to leave them back until you are prepared to actually go after your opponent's security. The next thing we're going to talk about here is going to be a blocker. They're just going to have this special little ability that is going to be written on here. I'm sure I'll zoom in on the editing, but it's just going to be able to allow me to block something, whether it's going to be me personally, which I'll obviously block if I have a security stack. Instead of the attack going to the security, it would go to this Digimon. Also, if my opponent is going to do the final hit on me, I can choose to block, or even in the situation where I have a suspended Digimon and my opponent's like, well, I want to attack him, I can say, nope, you're going to attack my blocker. We do math the same way as combat. This one does have 5,000. So if my opponent's Digimon is bigger, I'm still going to go down. However, it's just going to take the hit, whether it's for me, for my security, or for my other Digimon. Blockers are extremely nice in the game. Almost every single deck that you are going to see is going to run probably, I would say, a minimum of 4 to, I don't know, if you're running like black 8, you know, you can kind of go crazy with blockers. They are really nice to have because your opponent does have to respond to get around them to be able to do certain things, which is super, super nice. In today's video, you're going to see that blockers are very important for me when it comes to this game. And then one of the last things that we are going to cover is the difference between Digivolving and on play. Now we talked about it a little bit as far as playing from your hand for its cost, which is going to be the top number, versus Digivolving, but there are going to be certain cards that have certain effects based on what you are doing. This is Ragnalordmon, the alternate art, super gorgeous. He has an effect that says when Digivolving, so I have to physically put him onto a level 5 in order for me to be able to proc this effect, also as long as you're going to pay for the effect. This guy requires me to trash the bottom 4 underneath him, so like in any situation you'd have to go from straight from Egg, which is level 2, to level 3 to level 4, level 5, and then to be able to put him onto level 6 to be able to accomplish his Digivolving, but I do have to Digivolve to get that effect. If I just try to hard play him, it'll cost me 13, and I do not get that effect. However, this Tentamon here does have an on-play effect, so I play it for the 3, play it on top of nothing, just literally put it into the battlefield, and then it does reveal the top card of my deck. If it's a green Digimon, I get to put it into my hand, and then otherwise it goes on the bottom of the deck, but it is an on-play effect. If I do put this onto an Egg, I do not get that effect. That is a quick rundown of the game. Again, if you guys do want to see a learn to play with me going into full detail, showing a full game and stuff like that with a learning, let me know down in the comment section below. But if not, let's get into today's match.
Okay. Ew, I guess. Oh, I have to go first. Yeah. You're good. Okay. See if I remember how to play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. So you are taking 5 commander damage from all.
Okay. That's a pretty rough hand. Alright, little eggy dude. Horrymon. Level up. Got some. Sorry, we're on 0 here, and then let's go with a kiddo. What's that one do? If I have a blocker, I get to gain 1 memory. Seems good. I didn't like the what the hell are those, the Cyber D dudes? I didn't like those in the deck.
The D Brigade?
Yeah, I didn't like them with what I was trying to do.
Sure.
Wasn't a fan.
The D Brigade is its own strategy.
Yeah.
For sure. All good. Damon.
Alright, draw. That sucks. We'll push.
So you guys are going to see here, unfortunately, I do brick. I don't get any level 4s, and there's not really a good idea to play anything here, so we're just going to go ahead and pass, giving him the 3, trying to keep him to a minimum amount, not to mention Marcus puts him to 3 anyway. If we play anything bigger than that, then he gets some pretty good memory to go against us with.
Trident Revolver. Marcus.
Trash. Alright. Draw.
Now this ended up being a lucky string for me. I happened to draw a level 3 and then happened to go straight into a level 4 and then again into a level 5. Now I did happen to have a level 5 as well. However, it was really nice here to be able to get that little chain going through. With the Ragnalord deck, you definitely want to sit in the back until you kind of have enough to be able to push out and do some damage, which you guys will see later on. But it can be a little bit of a slower deck.
Egg.
Eggity egg. Greymon.
5, 10 seconds.
Security attack one. Ooh.
Greymon.
And you get all trainers or one trainer?
Tamers and hybrids.
Gotcha. Wonder what you're curve into. All right. Draw. Do we want to push? No. Let's go 3. Level 4.
The reason for my pause in this one is I know he has a level 4, and which means he has the ability to go into level 5 next round. I am holding a Gaia Force in hand, and it's me debating if I want to try to get rid of it here and not really allow him to continue to chain up, or if I can kind of sit back and play a Tamer and see if I just want to continue to set up for my big swing with my Ragnalordmon, and I am going to end up going with a Tamer here, and the main reason is because I just, again, want to keep setting up for that to be able to get a really big hit in with my Ragnalordmon when I finally do switch into him.
Yes.
He is a good one.
Yes.
I'll keep him there.
Okay.
Burning.
Ooh.
1.
Damn.
More Marcus.
All the Marcus. Draw. Yeah, man, it's so rough.
Okay. So I'm going to give it 6.
Just waiting to see when my ride is here.
All of the Tamers.
Jeremy. Nevertheless, she's like, oh, this is obviously free ride comes.
Face.
3.
3, huh?
3.
Face security attack +1.
4. 12.
Face one.
Another kiddo.
All the Tamers.
All the Tamers.
And we'll go flank.
Ah. Okay, well.
Burning.
All right. I don't think there's any way I win. Let's draw. Let's push. Only one tiny way. All right. So 3.
You don't want him.
He's all right. He's all right.
You don't need him.
All right. I don't have anybody to put underneath him.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and swing. I got security and then de-digivolve 1. So let's de-digivolve that guy. All right, and then let's go into that one, I guess, since I got piercing. And then security tag 2. 1, 2. Sure. Yep. 3. I lied. Okay.
So as you guys can see there, Ragnalord can definitely get in for some really big swings, take out a lot of different stuff here, and then now my debate is what I want to go for. I'm going to pay the full amount to be able to play the Andromon here, and the main reason behind it is because he has 7,000 DP, which does get around one of his removals, which is Trident Revolver. However, you guys are going to see here in just a moment that he has another removal for this, but in my instance, it was one of the best blockers to play for my moment, and you guys are going to see the Shinegreymon there is going to come out, which is going to get rid of my blocker, and is going to send him swinging into me. Now I called the Gaia Force here, which does allow me to get rid of his other attacker that's about to go down, so I do get to stick around for one more turn. Let's see how the rest of it pans out.
Still don't think I can beat you next turn, so.
Burning.
All right. Draw. Hatch. Let's start by swinging at him.
Yep.
And then I guess all the checks. Yep.
All my Augus.
Yep.
I don't remember my little 3s were.
They are hiding.
They were, yeah, terrified. 13.
Now here again, we're going for another big play with getting out this Craniumon that is another blocker, which would potentially keep me around. Unfortunately, though, I did not get the blocker underneath Rag, so I do only have one blocker, so he's got a few things that are going to be able to take me out here, which you guys are going to see. This is a card that I've considered on putting in the deck just because of the instant haste is what we're going to call it, and it's going to be able to bring out this Agumon and then be able to swing in because it does go on top of a Tamer, and then they can attack on the same turn, and I am going to lose game 1.
Reducing Tamer hate.
Yeah.
Go first.
Five.
Hanging out by a thread against the Dragon Empire here.
Okay. Egg.
Enjoy the rest of the game, guys.
I guess we'll go with the cheap guy.
Yeah, so he was a 5-4.
Go ahead.
It's the exact opposite hand I had last time. Alright, let's go around. Start with an Agumon. Go into an Agumon.
Wow. Womp womp.
No Tamers for me.
All right. Draw. Sure. Got their little buddy.
So here again, I'm missing any level 4, so my goal here is to kind of push, play a couple of little guys, draw some more cards, and at least get some early damage in on his security since I'm not getting to any of the bigger level 4s and level 5s in my deck.
This dude is a little baby blocker.
Yes, he is. Kill him.
No!
Down sword.
Ooh. All right. Draw. And hatch.
And then you hit the worst card in security.
Boy, Agumon. It's like the best one.
He's pretty good, right? You know, it'd be better? Cards.
Yeah, I feel you. I think you have the same problem I have.
No 4s? Yeah.
Augur. Didn't fix that problem either.
So I'm like, I guess I'll just push this dude out. I need another draw.
Agu will swing plus 2k.
7.
Still does. Not much I can do about that.
Yeah.
Agu will swing.
7. Hey, it's 2 level 5s. Wonder where all the 4s are.
You can set the 3 either way.
Yup.
Agu.
All right. Okay. Swing.
Oh, no, because
Dice.
All right.
Hey, there's level 4.
Kind of want to chuck him out there too.
It's not bad to get some damage out.
I know. They're just so useless currently. Yeah, let's swing again.
It does die.
4. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. We've done it. We got there.
What?
Well, I was going to say 3, unfortunately. But
Yeah. Okay. Drop. Hey, guess what I got?
a 4?
I got a level 4. Same time frame. Oh, and then drop. And then 2. And then drop. And then 5. And then drop. Go ahead.
Drop. Egg. Agu.
So now this is a really awkward race between us. We finally just got out of the level 4s here. He's going to be able to go into level 5s first, so it's going to not look so good for me. I do have some pretty good stuff in my hand, though, so if we can manage to hang on, then we are going to have a pretty good late game.
Get a big guy coming out here.
Potentially. Potentially.
Swing.
Trainer. Nope, 7. That's my 3rd 7 in a row from there. That's
You must be
crazy.
cheating.
Oh, absolutely. He was level 4 though, so if I was cheating, he'd probably be in my hand. Ooh. Alright. Okay, pondering.
Ponder.
He's 7?
Who?
Your guy back there.
7k?
Yeah.
He's level 5 though.
Yeah. He could go to 9. I know what I want to do, but I know what I should.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He is 9 on my turns.
Okay.
So he could go to 11.
He could go to 11. Okay. All right.
So here I'm making a very interesting decision. Do I try to go into Ragnalordmon and try to get ahead of the race, or unfortunately do I have to play slow and go for the Craniumon? Craniumon allows me to be able to protect my blockers from being deleted, and at this point we've only had a pretty early game 1 and I haven't seen if he has Gaia Force. So it is something that I think I'm going to go for a little bit of a slow play here, go for the Craniumon, and then try to go for the late game by getting a Ragnalordmon next and try to take advantage of the long game.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Now, the only problem I have with going with this play is that unfortunately his Shinegreymon is going to be able to go into something else and to be able to be bigger than my Craniumon, so I'm unfortunately not going to be able to block this round, so I'm going to have to take a good hit here is what my guess is, but unfortunately, again, to really play that slow game and to try to get to the longer point and being more protected, then we are going to be going with just playing the Craniumon, hanging out, and praying he doesn't have a Gaia Force.
I think I gotta play the slow game and get Cranium first and try to hang on.
Unfortunately, I think I have to respond with a slow play, which is not
Yay!
ideal. I'll play Marcus.
Yay! Okay, so start of my turn, I do have a blocker, so I gain a memory. I think that's it. Yes. Okay. Patch.
It's an Kaporimon.
It's a Weedlewig. You know, it'd be better now.
Kitty cat.
A level 3.
You saw those.
I know. Okay, so I do have reboot now.
You do have reboot? Alright, yeah, that seems good.
Gaia can't get rid of me
I
anymore.
cannot kill you.
However, you do have some big stuff in there.
I might have some big stuff in there.
Yeah. Fuck it. We're here to play. All right, swing. I do have Digivolve, so let's hit. Oh no, I'm at level 7. Sorry. I just have reboot and jamming. Oh, I have jamming. Yeah, we're swinging.
Okay. You get security attack +1 as well?
No, because he's not red.
Does it say red Digimon?
Yeah, all of your red Digimon. Okay. So no security, but I do have reboot and jam.
Sure.
Okay. And then, since we have 4, let's go 5 for a blocker. Go ahead.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right? Two blockers is better than one.
Gonna push you out.
All right.
Do I want to use his ability?
Free tamer.
It's a free tamer.
I also haven't seen Shine, so I don't think you're going red, yellow, Shine.
Full Digiburst.
Okay. Another Marcus.
Shine.
Oh, that's Shine. Yeah, I forgot about him. And then he's got what? The security attacks, right?
For each tap tamer.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, the really strong part about this Shinegreymon is it does get security attacks for each tapped tamer that he has, and then those daemons back there do get to go ahead and tap whenever a Greymon attacks to be able to gain energy, so he has the ability to get in for the remainder of my security. However, I do have 2 blockers. The disadvantage to this is that this Greymon is bigger than all of my other stuff, so I am going to have to really play slow again and make sure that I am blocking pretty well. Now, there's also a thing here where I try to go to instantly block. However, there is a delay when he has to choose if he wants to use his tamer effects before I decide if I want to block. So make sure in the future, obviously, you pay attention to that, see if those are going to go through, and then make your decision as far as blocking goes.
Agumon.
Oh, that's right. So you can go up to 15. Yeah.
I will gain the memory.
Probably good.
Because it threatens I'm going to do lethal.
Yeah. And he doesn't have piercing, right?
Cranium on the -2k.
Okay.
He does not have pierce.
Okay. So
Red doesn't have pierce infection mostly.
we'll block there.
Okay, so blocks.
Womp, womp,
Craniumon's just gonna make me super sad.
The problem is that like, now you have a bigger dude, though. You know what I mean? So I have to try to figure some stuff out here.
I'm an aggro deck, so the fact that you're even able to get my deck's
Fun.
Okay. Uh-oh. Alright, draw. I do have a blocker. Let's go there. Okay. I know what I want to do. Digivolve, we have blocker.
what you never saw though was
I have to like try to survive a turn. Okay. So since I have reboot and jamming, I'm gonna not do that. I almost messed up. Right. Okay. So draw, and then I will put him underneath him. So I do gain 3.
Okay.
Okay. So we are going to swing. Now I do have Digivolve because I am 7.
Sure.
And reboot and jam. So let's Digivolve him.
Sure.
Okay.
So who are you attacking?
We have Pierce and Security 2, so let's go for him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Block.
Okay.
So you still get the security.
Yeah, Security 2, 1, 2, yeah. Nice.
11 will kill you. So.
Yay! Okay. So that's the start. Oh.
Another Craniumon, huh?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the way so you get it for
Reality, pop this back to your hand, and then pop this back to my hand. And then with one unsummoned.
no, you can
So here we come down to an interesting sequence where he can go back into Shinegreymon, which is what you guys are going to see, and then potentially try to get a big swing in. However, I do have the 2 blockers, and Craniumon is allowing me to really protect myself. He does go for the Agumon here to get another draw, but all I have to do is survive for 1 turn because I am going to have 3 attackers next turn with having my Ludomon in the corner there and then my Craniumon and my Ragnalordmon. So I really just have to honestly survive for the turn, leave my blockers back, and I'm probably going to have to let this Shinegreymon run through my security, and again, just hope that my blockers are able to sit back and to be able to protect me for long enough.
Shine will swing. I'll gain 2, give him +2. Yeah. -2.
Okay. So you've got all the security checks, right?
Yep.
Then I have 2 blockers backed up. Oh, God. All right, we're going to let him go through.
All right.
12, 3. I don't know if that was right or not.
All right.
Well, I figure they can hold back, and then he's got piercing, so...
Yeah. Well, piercing can't kill.
Right.
Yeah.
But at least could get rid of the... Sure, I guess it wouldn't matter with the blockers either way. I have 3 swingers next round. That's all I know.
Digivolve.
That's something that we get done. That sounds like something
Digivolve.
like that's actually yeah, but it was pretty oh, he did.
Knuckle game.
Yeah.
I will go first.
Protection. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know still if you have Gaia in there or not, but it's like the only thing that I'm afraid of. But if I have Cranium out, then I'm like, okay, we're kind of chilling. Safe.
Right.
All right.
This is where we are.
See what we brick on this time as far as, levels?
Agu. Yeah, alright. Going to Agu.
This is probably my closest to bullshit because literally this cascade.
Hey, he hit.
I didn't bring it last time.
Alright.
Draw. Flip. Lego.
I'll try my actually with Pokemon. Is it that can you beat that multiplayer?
We didn't completely whiff.
Sounds alright.
We also didn't hit. Snap. Okay. Top 5 for a Rag or a Legend Arms.
Yeah, so any of the
3, 4, 5.
either him or the Pierce.
I think I like Blocker better.
That's fair.
Although a Craniumon.
Draw. I want to push out this Agu. Yeah, why not? Face. Face. Kill.
Ah! Marcus. Alright. something level 5. So about that. Huh. 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 Well, I guess little dude counts.
Yep. Go little dude into little dude.
It's actually not a bad little play.
Oh. Play another one?
I don't know. I can't. Oh, you go to 3 automatically.
Yeah.
So yes. You a legend arm? No. We just whiff.
Yeah, looks like it.
Punished.
Yeah, not that punished.
No. I'd like a level 5 though. Now you know.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it'd be nice. Is he one of those? Who is double calling me? So the unfortunate part of not still seeing a level 4 here is the fact that I'm just going to have to kind of throw out these Ludimons just really to kind of get some damage in on his security and then try to just wait it out until I can get to my big stuff. Not seeing any level 5s is making it obviously really difficult, and then I may just have to pray that my security does do some backing up for me. If not, this is definitely going to be a quick game in Jacob's favor. All right, let's swing face the little guy.
Oh yeah.
Raw.
I'm just worried about hitting tamers, you know? Yeah. It's a scary feeling.
Yep. Okay, let's go. He's level 5, right?
He's level 5.
You go to 3 no matter what.
Ideally.
So we're at 2. I guess that takes you 1 over. That kind of sucks. Let's go a kiddo.
Oh!
And a kiddo.
Good shot.
That's the same Digiburst too, right? To get a tamer. That's just the alt art one.
Yep. It's a fancy one.
Fancy one. Now this is actually one of the scariest cards that he could have played here. Being able to get these big security attacks and then not have my options, which is my Gaia 4 show up, is really, really bad for me. However, we do hit a Ragnalordmon, which is just big enough to be able to get him off. So my security is going to save my butt on this turn.
I need to have it, but I'm not going to.
Okay. Draw and make a decision. We'll leave him there. Man. Let's go 3. Draw. Uh-oh. We got potential.
Uh-ohs.
We finally hit a 5. Oh, yeah.
Hold it.
Ooh, what's that guy do? Security
Security
tag?
attack +1. On my turn, he gains 4,000 extra attack.
Well, excuse me. All right.
Princess.
Draw.
Like, ran a Wargreymon into security at 13,000 DP and found his bag.
That's about right. That's how
Yeah,
the game works.
yeah.
That's how the game works.
One card in this deck that can kill me. Oh, I found it. James is just stacking security over there.
It's okay. Both times Jason went into my security, he hit necrophobia.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's how the game works, right?
So you get security 1.
Yeah. Only if he survives.
Right? That is
There's the condition
questionable.
there. Sure. Alright. Draw. Well, I'll go here.
I haven't been lucky with the rags, so they're still hiding.
All right, let's try it. Unbelievable.
I'd like that one in my hand, though. You know.
Unbelievable.
Agumon, go. You can win it.
It is safe to say that is just pure luck.
Hard believing you don't have Gaia in your deck, or it's just been like the craziest unluck to not see it for 2 games.
Flame.
That's what he did.
That might make a difference. Bring them out. And then when evolving, we're going to shove another blocker under there.
It's 3.
All right. Raw, I can't do my D-Digivolves, but I do have 15 with security 2.
So 3 cards.
Yes. Okay. And then the question is...
She would have saved all of my Digimon who died in security. Exactly.
Maybe if you were playing more.
Now this Andromon is actually a very specific play and something that I didn't realize until after, but really makes a huge difference. The fact that he's 7,000 DP does get around a Trident Revolver, which is kind of nice. However, it does have blocker, so it is still susceptible to Shinegreymon. The other thing that's really amazing about this card is that it doesn't have a condition to attack. It is just a blocker, however, it can swing, meaning that on my next turn, that if we do get to survive here, that we are going to be able to have double swings back. Even if he does play a blocker, we should still be able to take the game. Here I'm debating what I want to do. I am choosing to block it, and it's only because if he ends up having the Shinegreymon anyway, I'm going to lose that blocker, so I might as well just try to get the block in now, especially since I still have the block with Ragnalordmon, and he does have to try to get through 2 security, 1 into the security and then 1 into my face, but I do have that blocker, so even if he happens to have the rush guy that he gets to put onto a tamer, we should still be able to survive for the turn.
Swing.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can survive this myself by bringing enough of a field to survive your chaos.
Come on, security, give me one more.
All right. Well, it's a bummer for me.
No.
Yeah. Let's game though.
Yeah. Hey, Greymon. My securities were so stacked, man.
And that will give me the game because he doesn't, unfortunately, be able to get another hit into me. I am going to be able to take it down with my 2 swingers next turn. He didn't get to see a blocker, and I just happen to have just enough to be able to hang on. The only reason why I did win that game was through my security stacks. I would have happily or easily have lost that game without my security stack, which is the one thing that I do like about this game is some of the randomness of what those security stacks can be. So make sure you do watch out for those if you play this game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.